Alright, today we're going to get back to work on the truck, the GMC, the old GMC, the one I just bought. Alright, we just got over to the garage, and I can show you guys what I picked up last night. I was going to film it because it's kind of an interesting situation, but I didn't. Picked up this 4L80E for $100 last night, and I'm pretty thrilled with it. The guy was going to use it for a project. Things changed. He ended up not using it, obviously. It's a pretty interesting situation. I initially contacted him because I wanted to buy the transmission. He was asking like $300 or $400 for it, and then he asked me if I was any good at tuning because he had this OBS truck, pretty similar to that one, except it was a Silverado, not a Sierra, and he had a LQ4 in it. He's been having some issues with the tune, so I was like, yeah, I'll just see what I can do with it. He said if I could fix it, he would just give me the trans. I wasn't able to fix it, but I helped him narrow down the cause. I think it's an airflow issue, and we just ran out of time to fix it, so he gave me the trans for $100. Yeah, along with just basic auto repair, that's some of the stuff that we do here. Just custom bikes and trikes and repairs, shit like that. Now you guys know. Yeah, if you guys have been paying attention, that trike's been in the background of a lot of the recent videos in the garage here. It's been getting put together for about 3 months now, and it seems to be running really well. We've got the framework almost done for it. The body's in there, getting fiberglassed. Yeah, the guy that we're building it for is hoping to take it down to Tennessee to the Tail of the Dragon this August with us. So. Alright, enough screwing around. Let's get back to work on the truck. Let's get that in the garage. God, this thing's running like shit. And aside from it just running rough, it stops like it has wet sponges for brake pads. And hopefully we're gonna get that fixed today with the help of this. You're gonna focus. It's a compression fitting. It's there's just a union in the brake line that's leaking. So I had a rotted out brake line, and we put a new one in it all the way from the master cylinder to the rear end. And there's just one little union in line that is just leaking. We're just gonna replace it with this compression fitting and hope that there's enough line to butt them together after we cut the flared fittings off, and then bleed them, and then we should have some actual brakes on the truck again. So once we get done with this, we can move on to some of the more fun stuff, like figuring out why the intake manifold's leaking. Could be a gasket, could be just, it could just be they didn't torque it down enough. Could be a few different things. I'm not sure if we're going to reuse this manifold that's on it or steal the one off the motor that's in the RX-7 now, or maybe swap motors. I don't know. I know you guys are saying LS swap it, but this is the original plan for this truck was just a quick flip and then use the money from this to build the turbo LS setup for the RX-7. But now I just don't know, man. Like, you guys are saying LS swap it, my heart's saying LS swap it, my wallet's not saying LS swap it. I don't know. You know, before we even before we even start getting ahead of ourselves, let's just fix the brakes and then see if the truck stops. Now that we got it up in the air, we can take a better look at the line. You can see right here, still super wet from just pulling it into the garage. And that little quitter. All I'm gonna do is just unscrew these fittings, slide them back out of the way, cut the ends off, and then do the compression deal on it. Compression fittings are pretty simple. All you gotta do is just slide so first you'll slide on this end piece, that goes onto the brake line, and then you've got these ferrules that you'll slide over the brake line. And then that'll go in there, and then you'll push the brake line into this union as far as you can, and then pretty much all you got to do is just clamp this thing down, and as you screw it in, it'll pinch that ferrule around the brake line and it compresses it, hence compression fitting. Super simple. Alright, one side is disconnected. Pew, pew, pew. Oh, don't jump. Don't jump. Don't do it. You got so much to live for. Yeah, fuck you, bitch. Aha! Got him! Alright, so now that I've got brake fluid in my armpit, we can start cutting the flared ends off those lines, put the compression fitting on, which is going to work perfectly, no issues at all. And then I'm going to start bleeding the brakes and then take it for another test drive and see how it stops. So that it's thick enough to have strength there. I guess.
That's all cut through it.
Yeah.
Oh, Camaro?
There's a few Camaros.
Ford F.
Alright, we got the compression fitting on. Hopefully that's tight enough and it won't leak. Got the master cylinder topped off, and all that's left to do next is bleed the brakes. Alright, first brake test. Well, looks like we locked up some of them. They are locking up, but it still feels a little spongy. So I'm gonna take it down the road, see how it does. They might need to be bled some more. All right, hard brake. Yeah, it's stopping way better than it was, but it's still not stopping as good as it should be. So I think we're gonna have to bleed them a little bit more. But I'm gonna end the video here, and that's just, bleeding brakes is pretty boring. Thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. I'll see you guys next time.